Akandamandalakaram Yatam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Ajnanati Mirandasya Jana Jana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Stavaram Jangamam Yatam Yat Kinchit Sacharacharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Babaji Yapi Yat Sarvam Trilokyam Sacharacharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sarva Shruti Shiroratna Virajita Padam Bhujaha Vedam Tam Puja Suryoya Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Chaitanya Shashvata Shanto Vyomatito Niranjanaha Bindunada Kalatita Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Jnana Shakti Samaruda Tattvamala Vibhushitaha Mukti Mukti Pradatacha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Aneka Janma Samprapta Karma Bandha Vidahine Atma Jnana Pradhanena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shoshanam Bhava Sindhuscha Jnapanam Sada Sampadaha Guru Padodakam Samyak Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Na Guru Radhikam Tattvam Na Guru Radhikam Tapaha Tattva Jnanam Param Nasti Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Manata Shri Jagannatha Madguru Shri Jagadguru Mahatma Sarva Bhutatma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Guru Radhiranadhisha Guru Paramadevata Guru Parataram Nasti Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Tvameva Mata Chapita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Saka Tvameva Tvameva Vidyadravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva He Govinda Shri Vishwananda He Govinda Shri Vishwananda He Govinda Shri Vishwananda He Govinda Shri Vishwananda Giridhari Palamukunda Giridhari Palamukunda Giridhari Palamukunda Giridhari Palamukunda He Govinda Shri Vishwananda He Govinda Shri Vishwananda He Govinda Shri Vishwananda He Govinda Shri Vishwananda Shri Swami Shri Swami Panduranga Shri Swami Panduranga Shri Swami Panduranga Shri Swami Panduranga Shri Gurudev Karunananda Shri Gurudev Karunananda Shri Gurudev Giridhari Balamukunda Giridhari Balamukunda He Govinda Shri Vishwananda He Govinda Shri Vishwananda He Govinda Shri Vishwananda Giridhari Balamukunda Shri Swami Panduranga Shri Swami Panduranga Shri Swami Panduranga Swami Panduranga Shri Gurudev Karunananda Shri Gurudev Karunananda Shri Gurudev Karunananda Shri Gurudev Karunananda He Govinda Shri Vishwananda He Govinda Shri Vishwananda He Govinda Shri Vishwananda He Govinda Shri Vishwananda Govinda Balamukunda Jai Jai 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 Shri Vishwananda Giridhari 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 Balamukunda Jai Jai Shri Vishwananda Shri Swami Shri Swami Panduranga Shri Swami Panduranga Shri Swami Panduranga Shri Swami Panduranga Shri Gurudev Karunananda Shri Gurudev Karunananda Shri Gurudev Karunananda Shri Gurudev Karunananda Shri Swami Panduranga Shri Swami Panduranga Shri Swami Panduranga Shri Gurudev Karunananda Shri Gurudev Karunananda Shri Gurudev Karunananda He Govinda Shri Vishwananda He Govinda Shri Vishwananda He Govinda Shri Vishwananda He Govinda Shri Vishwananda Govinda Balamukunda Jai Jai 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 Shri Vishwananda Giridhari Balamukunda Jai Jai Shri Vishwananda Giridhari Balamukunda Jai Jai Shri Vishwananda Oh Giridhari Balamukunda Jai Jai Shri Vishwananda Giridhari Balamukunda Jai Jai Shri Vishwananda He Govinda Shri Vishwananda Om Avatar Shishaya Namaha Om Vishamaya Namaha Om Devakara Samujataya Namaha Om Sushmatanave Namaha Om Chinmayaya Namaha Om Guru Murtaye Namaha Om Sundaraya Namaha Om Surochanaya Namaha Om Subhukhaya Namaha Om Charuhasaya Namaha Om Keshavaya Namaha Om Padmapujaya Namaha Om Mandagadamanaaya Namaha, Om Charubaladharine Namaha, Om Ramaya Namaha, Om Mandirastapakaya Namaha, Om Shri Bhavachakaya Namaha, Om Gayatriyachvane Namaha, Om Arpana Srikarakaya Namaha, Om Vishnu Pujakaya Namaha, Om Namo Narayana Iti Mantrapasakaya Namaha, Om Swaramayaya Namaha, Om Madhurakantaya Namaha, Om Krishna Sankirtana Lolopaya Namaha, Om Stotra Priyaya Namaha, Om Itabashine Namaha, Om Vagmine Namaha, Om Chitrakala Visharadaya Namaha, Om Pratatharaya Namaha, Om Sadave Namaha, Om Jagatpantaya Namaha, Om Sarvarogahitaya Namaha, Om Bhakta Priyaya Namaha, Om Shrudaya Namaha, Om Anukulaya Namaha, Om Niyaya Namaha, Om Sudarshanaya Namaha, Om Bhakta Vatsalaya Namaha, Om Prema Murtaye Namaha, Om Shubhekshanaya Namaha, Om Prikivardhanaya Namaha, Om Swastidayakaya Namaha, Om Tarakaya Namaha, Om Anugrahaya Namaha, Om Vardhanaya Namaha, Om Architaya Namaha, Om Artaya Namaha, Om Siddhipradaya Namaha, Om Janardanaya Namaha, Om Manvaraya Namaha, Om Akshaya Namaha, Om Siddheshwaraya Namaha, Om Vasnabhushitaya Namaha, Om Manmalingaya Namaha, Om Nigachana Protsahakaya Namaha, Om Siddhisadanaya Namaha, Om Adavaya Namaha, Om Amkarupasakaya Namaha, Om Sushmaya Namaha, Om Vishokaya Namaha, Om Sadvikaya Namaha, Om Samadarshine Namaha, Om Dakshaya Namaha, Om Achintyaya Namaha, Om Nirankaraya Namaha, Om Nirmohaya Namaha, Om Adyagraya Namaha, Om Chitakrodaya Namaha, Om Vinashiraya Namaha, Om Zavashaya Namaha, Om Kushalaya Namaha, Om Shamaya Namaha, Om Satyadharmaya Namaha, Om Nirvikalpaya Namaha, Om Viraktaya Namaha, Om Atindraya Namaha, Om Satyasardaya Namaha, Om Pavitraya Namaha, Om Mandurasvabhavaya Namaha, Om Suranandaya Namaha, Om Nandanaya Namaha, Om Prasananmane Namaha, Om Bhaktanidaye Namaha, Om Sakshaye Namaha, Om Samatmaye Namaha, Om Sadayogine Namaha, Om Haraye Namaha, Om Sutarpaya Namaha, Om Saumyaya Namaha, Om Guryaya Namaha, Om Nimratmaya Namaha, Om Srinivasaya Namaha, Om Devaya Namaha, Om Dyutidaraya Namaha, Om Dhanyaya Namaha, Om Gurave Namaha, Om Durachikramaya Namaha, Om Gahanaya Namaha, Om Bhagavate Namaha, Om Harisharana Margadarshakaya Namaha, Om Kutarshanagartakaya Namaha, Om Adiprayaya Namaha, Om Sarvanasamachaya Namaha, Om Shamikatabalavrakaya Namaha, Om Premavatara Shri Vishwananda Swamine Namaha. Ato Deva Avantu no Yato Vishnu Vichakrame Prativya Satta Dhammavihi Idam Vishnu Vichakrame Tredani Tade Padam Samudhanasya Parvum Sure Trivedi Pada Vichakrame Vishnu Gopa Hadarvyaha Ato Dharmani Dharayane Vishnu Karmani Pashyatayato Vitani Pashpase Indrasya Yujarsagaha Tad Vishnu Paramam Paragum Sada Pashanti Surayaha Divi Vachakshuratatam Tad Vipraso Vipanyavo Jagrubhagum Sasamindate Vishnuya Paramam Param. Premavataraaya vidmahi Sadgurudevaya dhimahi Tanno Vishwananda prachodayat. Om Premavataraaya vidmahi Sadgurudevaya dhimahi Tanno Vishwananda prachodayat. Om Premavattaraya vidmahi Sadgurudevaya dhimahi Tanno Vishwananda prachodayate. Govinda, Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Om Bhurabhuvasvaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurabhuvasvaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurabhuvasvaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Shri Krishna Vishnu Madhusudana Ketavare Narayana Achyuta Trivikrama Chakrapane Deities Sarjadara Vasudeva Gopala Krishna Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Shri Rukmini Savavanaša Hare Murari Radesha Gopisha Surupa Brahmadi Vandya Shri Dvarakashaya Vaikuntapate Bhuvane Kamurte Gopala Deva Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Meena Krute Kamatarupa Varaha Murte Trivikramaya Guhane Prabhurama Rama Shri Rama Krishna Yadunandana Kalki Rupa Gopala Krishna Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Govinda Madhava Mukunda Paraparesha Damodara Chadarananda Kadarishori Gopa Gopi Jana Samrita Dina Bando Gopi Jana Priyanaye Tava Suprabhatam Shri Rapti Sai Mujagadi Patalpa Sai Satbhaktarit Sadana Sai Ramanga Sai Shri Gopa Bama Mridutalpa Sukari Sai Gopa Vallabha Hare Tava Suprabhatam Shri Kashyapatri Sukanarada Gautamadi Brahma Shri Sangamani Sangabhavaratesho Kishtanki Deva Tava Darshana Bhagya Hetto Gopala Shankara Hare Tava Suprabhatam Shantana Jati Tulasi Dalamali He Malyani Anjali Pute Samudaharanti Kishtanki Padmavata Dharatare Munindraha Gada Manoharanaye Tava Suprabhatam Vedatrayam Patati Gautama Kana Guyaha Gayanti Sadgunagano Varadasa Vargaha Sankirtayanti Kavanama Kada Visheshaha Shri Narada Virashaya Tava Suprabhatam Govardhano Dharana Gopa Kishora Gopa Gopi Janamrita Sudesha Bhavan Vipota Trilokya Mohana Sumangala Virya Deha Shri Rukmini Shabarada Tava Suprabhatam Shri Vatsachina Sharanagata Parijata Bhakti Vanjana Kripakara Dina Bando Hidanta Kaya Chijana Priya Divya Rupa Shri Nanda Gopatanaya Tava Suprabhatam Padmaksha Padma Mukha Padmadara Prameya Padmalaya Shahida Padma Nivasa Shori Padmo Bhavati Surasevita Pada Padma Padma Ninanta Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Vrindatale Viharanaya Mahendra Vandya Kandarpa Darpa Haradimya Sudesha Rupa Chandrananaya Siddha Chandana Lipna Deham Govinda Yadava Hare Tava Suprabhatam Shri Nandanandana Yashoda Kumara Dira Mayanga Dina Davijona Fupushpahara Nilam Buddha Susarira Rama Vihara Gopala Deva Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Shri Bhasri Jambavati Satya Sugandhi Bhadra Shri Mitra Vindari Vasa Prabhu Putrika Jahe Kishtanchirija Bhavameta Vasevanardam Gopi Manapriya Hare Tava Suprabhatam Shri Krishna Achyuta Ananda Mukunda Shori Radha Manohara Janardana Chakrapani Namani Divya Munayurna Nishambhadanti Brahmi Muhurta Samaye Tava Suprabhatam Shri Krishna Suprabhatam Ye Padanti Mahanisham Purikrutam Mahapapam Shri Krishna Graha Hetuka Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchit Ananda Vigraha Anadi Adi Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam Govinda Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govinda Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Chintamani Prakara Satmazaka Pavriksha Laksha Vriteshu Surabhiya Vipalayantam Lakshmi Sahashta Shata Sambhama Sevyamanam Govinda Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govinda Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Venum Pranata Maravinda Dadaya Kaksham Padavatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Kandarpa Koti Kamaiya Vishesha Shobha Govinda Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govinda Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Alola Chandra Sala Satvana Malya Vamsi Ratna Gadam Pranaya Keli Kala Vilasham Shyamam Tribhanga Lalitam Niyata Prakasam Govinda Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govinda Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani Yasya Sagalendriya Vritti Mati Pashyanti Panti Kalayanti Chiram Jaganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadujvala Vigrahasya Govinda Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govinda Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Anantarupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayovanam Cha Vedeshu Durlabana Durlabanatma Bhakto Govinda Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govinda Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Pantastu Kochi Shatavatsara Sampragamyo Vayoratapi Vaso Munipungavanam Shopyasyat Prabhada Simya Chintya Tattve Govinda Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govinda Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ekopya Sura Chaitum Jagad Andakotim Yakchakti Asti Jagadanta Chaya Yadantaha Andantarasta Paramano Chayantarastham Govinda Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govinda Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yadbhava Bhavita Diyo Manujasthateva Samprapya Rupa Mahima Sanayana Pushaha Shukirya Meva Nigama Paritestu Vanki Govinda
Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami.
Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavitabhis Tabiya Eva Nija Rupataya Kalabhihi Goloka Nivasati Dakilatma Bhuto Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami.
Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Premanjana churita bhakti virochanena Santa sadeva hridayeshu vilokayanti Yasyama sundaram achintya gunasvarupa Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami.
Ramadimurti Shukalani Tamena Tishtam Nanavataram Bhuvaneshu Kintu Krishna Swayam Samabhavat Paramapumanyo Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami.
Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Yasya prabha prabhavato jagadanda koti Kotishvashesha vasudadi vibhuti vina Tadramanishkalamanantamashesha bhuta Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami.
Maya hi yasya jagadanda shatani sutte Pregunya tat vishaya veda vitaya mana Sattva valambi para sattva vishuddha sattvam Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami.
Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Ananda chinmaya satmataya manasu Yatprainam pratipalam smaratam upekya Lila itena bhuvanani jayate jasha Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami.
Golokadam nijinatam nitale chatasya Devi Mahesha Haridam Asuteshu Teshu Tete Prabhava Nitaya Vihitaschayena Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami.
Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Shri Shri Pradaya Sadara Shakireka Jaye Vayasya Bhuvanani Vipati Durga Ichhanurupamati Yasya Sachesha Sesa Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Vishesha Yoga
Sanjayate nahi tata pratakasti hetoho Yashambhutam api tata samupeti karyat Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami.
Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Kimpacheva hidashashtaramabhyutejya Kipayate nivida hetu samana dharma Yastadakeva hicha vishnu tayari vati Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami.
Yakaranarnava jale pajati sma yoga Nidram mananta jagadanda saroma kopaha Adhara shaktim avalamya param svamurtim Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami.
Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Yasya janishvasita kalamatavalambya Jivanti lomagiraja jagatandanataha Vishnur mahatsaisa yasya kala vishesho Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami.
Bhasvanyatashma sakaleshu nijeshu tejaha Sveyam kiyat prakitaya tapitatva atra Brahmaya isha jagatanda vidhana karata Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami.
Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Yatpada palavayugam vididaya kumbha Gandre pranama samaye sakada virajaha Vignam vinantu malamasya jagatrayasya Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami
Agni mahi gagana ambu marurti shashcha Kalaspatama manasitti jagatrayani Yasmat bhavanti vibhavanti vishanti yamcha Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami
Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yashashuresha savita sakalaranjam Rajat samasta suramurtirashesha jejaham Yasya jayatra bhakti samsatakala chakro Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami
Dharmo tapapanichayashrutayastapamsi Brahmajikitta patagavadayascha jivaha Yatta tamakra vibhava prakata prabhava Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami
Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yasmindra gopamata vendra mahosvakarma Pandanurupa palabhajanamatanoti Dhamani nindanati kintu chavakti bhajam Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami
Uyam krodha kama sahaja pranayadi bhiti Vatsaya moha guru gaurava sevya bhavahi Sanchintya tasya sati shintanuma purete Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Ishvara parama Krishna Satchit ananda vigraha Anadiyadi Govinda Sarva karana karana Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami.
Good morning. It's Vedic chanting now. We're going to chant the Sri Suktam on page 44. And we're also going to chant the Bhu Suktam and Nila Suktam, which you don't have it yet in the paper booklet, so apologies for that.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Hiranyavarnam Harinim Suvarnarajatasrajam Chandram Hiranmayim Lakshmim Jatavedo Mahavaha Tam Mahavaha Jatavedo Lakshmim Anapagaminim Yasyam Hiranyam Vindeyam Gamashvam Purushanaham Ashvapurvam Ratamadhyam Hastinada Prabodhinim Shayam Devi Upahvaye Shirma Devi Jushata Kamso Smitam Hiranya Prakaram Ardram Jalantim Trivtam Tarpayantim Padme Stitam Padmavarnam Tabiho Pahvaye Shayam Chandram Prabhasam Yashasa Jalantim Shayam Loke Devajishtam Udaram Tam Padminimim Sharanamaham Prabhati Alakshmi Renasyatam Tvam Rane Adityavarne Tapasodhi Jato Vanaspatistava Vrikshota Bilvaha Tasya Malani Tapasanudantu Maya Karaya Shavaya Lakshmi Upetumam Deva Saka Kirtischa Manina Saha Pragurvutos Mirashtresmin Kirtim Ritim Dadatu Me Kshutpipasamalam Jeshtam Lakshmim Nashayam Yaham Abhutim Asamriddhim Cha Sarvam Nirnadane Grihat Gandhadvara Duradasham Nityapushtam Karishinim Ishvari Gum Sarva Bhutanam Tamihopavayeshayam Manasaka Mama Kutim Vacha Satyamasimahi Pashuna Rupananyasya Mahishi Shayata Yashaha Kardamena Praja Bhuta Mai Sambhava Kardama Shriyam Vasayame Kule Mataram Padmamalini Apasrujantu Snigdhani Chikvitavasame Grihe Nichadevi Mataram Shriyam Vasayame Kule Ardram Pushkarinim Pushtim Suvarnam Hemamalinim Suryam Hiranmayim Lakshmim Jatavedo Maavaha Ardram Yakarinim Yashtim Pingalam Padmamalinim Chandram Hiranmayim Lakshmim Jatavedo Maavaha Ma'avaha Jatavedo Lakshmi Manapagaminim Yasyam Hiranyam Prabhutam Gavo Dasyo Shvan Vindeyam Purushanaham Yashichi Prayato Bhutva Juhuyara Jamanvaham Suktam Panchadasha Chancha Shri Kama Satatam Jape Padma Priye Padmini Padmahaste Padmalaye Padmadalayakshi Vishwa Priye Vishnu Manonukule Tatpada Padmam Mahisannirastva Mahadevye Cha Vidmahe Vishnu Padme Cha Dhimahi Tanno Lakshmi Prachodayat Om Shanti 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 Bhumir Bhumnadyo Varinantariksham Mahitva Upastete Devidhignimanada Mannadyayarade Ayango Prishnirakrami Rasanam Mataram Punaha Pitaram Chaprayan Suvaha Trigumshattam Avirajati Vakpatangaya Shishaye Pratyasya Vahadyubihi Asya Pranadapananyandascharati Rochana Vyakyan Mahishasuvaha Yadva Krita Paruvapamanyuna Yadavajya Sukalpamagni Tattava Punastoti Payamasi Yate Manyuparotasya Prithvi Manudatvase Aditya Vishve Tatteva Vasavastya Samavaran Manu Jyotirjushatamacham Vichinnam Yajnagam Samimam Dadatu Brihaspatistanutamimam no Vishve Deva Yamarayanta Medini Devi Vasundara Syad Vasuda Devi Vasavi Brahma Vachya Sapitranagum Shotram Chakshurmanaha Devi Hiranya Garbhini Devi Prasuvari Sadani Satyayani Siddha Samudravati Savitri Ano Devi Mayangi Mahodarani Mahogatishta Shange Shange Yagne Yagne Vibhishani Indrapatni Vyapini Surasaridha Vayumati Jalashayani Shriyam Daraja Satyando Parimedini Shoparidaram Parigaya Vishnu Padni Mahim Devi Madhavi Madhava Priyam Lakshmi Priyasakim Devi Namamachyuta Vallabham Danodaraye Vidmahe Sarvasiddhescha Dhimahi Tanno Dara Prachodayat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Neelam Devi Gam Sharanamaham Prapatye. Granadi Gritavati Savitarati Padye Payasvati Rantirashano Astu. Dhruvarisha Vishnu Bhagya Gora Sheshana Sahasoya Manota. Brahaspatir Matarishvota Vayus Sanduvana Vata Vinogranantu. Vishtambo Divo Dharna Prativya Sheshana Jagato Vishnu Padni. Mahadevecha Vidmahe Vishnu Padnecha Dhimahi Tanno Nila Prachodayat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
Om Ajnanaatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmelitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Gurudev, good morning. So, as I've spoken about different facets and parts of the Supreme Lord in the last couple of weeks or months, maybe already, I said I wanted to see if, to continue on that which is around the Supreme Lord and potentially speak about a couple of puja items and whatever. So today I wanted to speak about that which is called the Raja Suya, the Raja Upachara, the kingly offerings that we give to the Lord. And I'll pick a few, I don't take all of them. But mainly we use them during Arati. Actually, the offerings that we do during Arati, the 5 offerings, or the Arati lamb, the chamak, the peacock fan, etc., is only a few. Often you can see more in some of the temples. Sometimes Guruji has used them before also, where you offer also the chatram, the umbrella, the spear, the mirror. So different parts that we offer on a bigger scale, let's say, but usually we just offer these 5. So the main one was that I wanted to speak about the chamak, but I cannot take the other ones in also because I need to have some more content, I guess. So I chose a verse. There's actually 3 from different parts of the Bhagavatam, but I chose a verse from Canto 12, chapter 11, verse 18. Bhagavan Bhagashabdhartam Lila Kamalam Utvaham Dharma Yashascha Bhagavam Chamaram Vyajane Bhajad. So this chapter 11 from Canto 12 is a summary description of the Supreme Lord. And I've taken a couple of verses already from this chapter as it describes the different parts of him, the different garments, the weapons, and so on. And so as it concludes the description of his physical form, it continues to describe that which is around him. So the Adishesh, different aspects of Vaikuntha, you could say. Mahalakshmi speaks about the servants around him, speaks about Brahma, about Vishaksena, about the different gatekeepers and so on. And so this from that part, so after his actual description. And so the description itself is obviously by Sutta Goswami, in which he tells Saunaka Rishi, which is a Rishi who's spoken about before also, about how it is possible through material objects to perceive the Supreme Lord and to perceive different parts of him, and how we can look at different aspects of him and understand different facets of ourselves also. Because each weapon, each facet of the Lord also has a symbolic meaning that we can understand something about ourselves or something that we have to learn for ourselves. And at the same time, as I spoke about in different parts, they also represent the ways in which he either protects or inspires us to pursue him as the ultimate goal. So in this verse he says, playfully carrying a lotus which represents the various opulences designated to the world, the Supreme Lord accepts service from a pair of chamara fans which represent dharma or righteousness and yasha, which is glory or fame. So you see, of course, during Arati we only offer one, right? But usually when we look at different movies, I guess also, or sometimes on big events, on Guru Purnima, for example, we often do it for Guruji. We do a chamak and peacock fan from both sides, yeah? And so we'll look at it a little bit. So of course these two, as it says in this verse, represent on one hand righteousness, on the other hand glory or fame, you could say. So the chama, as I said, represents also this, on the left side, you could say the dharma or the obedience to the order of things. So understanding that everything in this creation is bound by a certain law that binds everything together, including ourselves. And trying to understand and implement, firstly understand and then implement the order of how everything works and works, it's supposed to work together, helps us to live in harmony with everything. Because we know, I believe, that we're not in this realm by ourselves. Whether it is this amongst human beings, there are a few more human beings just ourselves, and there are more living beings in this creation. And so we have to have a way of order how it is possible to live together with each another. And that's why this dharmic law of creation is the description of how that is possible. And if everybody abides by it, of course it would be amazing. Everything would work well. That you could say is the dharmic law, you could say is the objective law of truth. However, we all live in our own subjective truth, and sometimes we forget that our subjective truth is not the objective truth. And so the problem starts when we believe that our subjective understanding of things, we think that it is the objective, and we believe that everybody, or we think that everybody has to believe in the same thing, right? And that is why it's important to understand the difference of it. So that is the meaning of the chamak itself, actually, is when we fan, as it said also, it's given as to only the kingly, that's why it's called Raja Upachar, the kingly offerings. It is only given to these high beings, that which is higher than ourselves, but we don't fan ourselves. Well, shouldn't, I suppose, right? We only give it to those who are higher than ourselves. So it is to fan, to glorify, to give fame to those who deserve it, right? But also to have this understanding of our position and the place that we are in creation, that we know who we are and we don't pretend to be somebody else. Yeah? So it's important to understand. The fanning itself, of course you could see it on a practical level. It is to remove, flies and to give fresh air, right? To give fanning, right? Especially in India, whatever, it's hot, sometimes there's many flies, whatever around. So that's, of course, from a practical sense. But at the same time, the whisk, it's called the whisk also, it is to whisk away negativity. The chamar, or there's a black one also, but usually the chamar is white in color. So it represents also this purity of mind, purification, transformation. So it is to whisk away all false ideas and perceptions that we may have of the world and of ourselves. So it's to fan away, you could say, negativity, misunderstandings of life, of creation, of whatever, right? So that we can actually understand the truth of the one that we are fanning. So it's the understanding of going away, of trying to fan our own glories and use the whisk to fan him that actually is supposed to be fanned, right? There's, say, 2 more verses. I'll just take the part out which is about the chamar itself. So it's from Canto 4. This is from chapter 7, and the second one is from chapter 15. The first one from chapter 7 is from the story of Daksha. So there's also a chapter that I used a lot on this topic, because it's the description of the way that Daksha has perceived the Supreme Lord. And so he says that at the end part of this verse, he said that fans of white hair appeared on both sides of the Lord like white swans, and the white canopy of overhead looked like the moon. Canopy, the tent or the parasol. And then chapter 15 is from the story of King Prithu, which I've shared a while ago also. And so there it says that the demigod of air, or Vayu, presented King Prithu with 2 whisks or chamaras. And so different demigods and different deities and sages came to present King Prithu with different gifts. Going to the next one that we offer, that was mentioned in the previous verse, is the chatram, the parasol. So sometimes you could see it as like a tent, but usually it's just seen as an umbrella, like we have for Guruji. Of course, there's different colors and different meanings according to the colors, but the ones that we've seen in these 2 verses is white, the white umbrella. So in that ancient times, traditional times, the umbrella was always only possible to be used for royalty, right? For royal family, for example, for the king and so on, because it represents certain status. So it, of course, it represents that hierarchy of things again also, that the parasol is only used for the one that is superior to ourselves. So in a sense, sometimes you can see this one is just, one umbrella, you could say. But traditionally, there were many layers of umbrellas, right? So there was a main, let's say, lower level of umbrella, and then sometimes you can see there are different levels. So it goes like 5, 6 umbrellas on top of each other, in a sense. You could say it doesn't really make sense. I'm sure if the first level is rainproof and big enough, I'm sure it does its job. But it represents different stages and different levels of attainment. This reality is not just one reality. There's many levels to realization and reality itself. And so you could say the more umbrellas you could say you have, the more realization of the truth you have. That's why when we offer umbrella, or sometimes when we see the processions that you do of Jagannath or whatever, is that they are very big and high umbrellas with different levels of decoration and so on. Because of course the Supreme Lord is the Supreme Lord. Another description of, and it's also from the Bhagavatam, is that it's from Canto 12, also chapter 22, where the umbrella is described that it represents the realm of Vaikuntha, the highest realm that is possible to achieve, the realm in which the Supreme Lord dwells. Similarly, we can see in the temple itself, the Mulastanam, or where the deity resides, also represents Vaikuntha itself. So you could say it's because we don't have an umbrella here, because we have the Mulastanam. Yeah, so it's in a similar symbolism in itself. The peacock fan, I go a bit quicker. So of course, after Chamak, we offer the peacock fan. Peacock is a bird or an animal or a symbol which is actually used throughout the various traditions and religions itself. And it generally is connected to the understanding of eternity, that which is supreme, and the idea of transcending the mundane reality that we can see, because it also represents beauty, right? You could say beauty of Maya, beauty of that which we can see on the outside, but it represents the understanding of the reminder that we have to go within to understand a deeper truth, a deeper grace, a deeper beauty within that is higher to the reality that we can see here. So the chamak, when we, of course, again, on the practical level, you could say gives fresh air and removes the flies or whatever, but it represents that reminder to go, to strive for that which is superior to the Supreme. The chariot, very shortly, is a symbol that we see often also, represents the mind which is dominated by will. Of course, in the example of Krishna and Arjuna in the Gita, we can see him standing on the chariot, which in that example represents the material body, which is drawn or pulled by the five senses, right? And as the last one is the adarsha, or the mirror. The mirror, maybe we don't see it so often. As I said, sometimes we offer it as during the Arati Guruji. I think I only did it twice here. The mirror represents the understanding that we have of reality. In the Gita is used, the mirror is used also as a reflection of the truth, the reflection of who we are in reality, but that mirror is covered by dust. And so through our striving towards Him, through our sadhana, through our japa and whatever we do, we attempt to clean that mirror. Because as we know, when the mirror is dirty, when the mirror is covered, we cannot see what it is, what its reflection. Right? And so again, it represents that striving towards transcendental consciousness or a higher realm of understanding. The mirror we also offer actually every day, but you guys don't see it. But before we open the curtains at 7, after dressing the deities, we always hold the mirror so they can check if they're okay. Unfortunately, we usually only offer it like 2 minutes to 7. So even if they don't say it's okay, we can't really change anything anymore. But, you can put a little bit of small adjustments, I guess. So why did I actually want to speak about this topic? As I said, I wanted to speak about Arati. I don't really speak about the Arati lamp right now, but the Arati itself. So in connection with, for me it's always been puja has been the greatest teacher in a sense. Of course, ultimately Guruji, but puja as a tool has been such a great teacher in terms of what it means to live life, actually, we have to go through life with awareness, or we have to strive to become aware of how we live life, how we act, how we choose to act, how we think, etc. Which is why we do Atma Kriya, right? Action with awareness. And so, what I really love about the Arati, and I've really noticed this, especially since we do Shine Arati, right? The Arati in the evening. Usually we go through the Arati, it's, and especially if you're the one who's leading, you could say, as everybody on the main altar is following the one who's leading, right? And so I'm always super conscious that, how the mind is, like even, once in the beginning, maybe it's different because you have to focus a lot and you don't want to make mistakes or whatever. But once you go into a mode of doing it every day, it becomes mechanical and you just, autopilot in a sense. Now the mind it gets distracted so quickly and so easily. And sometimes even with a kirtan, right? So even if you just, get carried away a little bit and you just sing along with the Arati, you're like, all of a sudden we're like, oh wait, did we do 2 rounds already or 3 rounds? Or did I miss the point where we change or whatever? Like, you just get carried away. And it's the same as sometimes when you're in a certain mood or you have a certain task still to tick off your to-do list or whatever you forgot during the day or something, you get carried away so easily, and then you forget where you actually are, which is doing Arati, for example. And then because you missed the cue, everybody else will miss the cue if you're the one who's leading, right? And so that really showed me, as a practice, the importance of being conscious, being aware in the moment, and simply try to forget everything else when you serve God. Because it's so easy to get carried away. Even if you think, you're standing on the altar, you're serving God, you're serving the Shingadev is amazing, is fully present. No. Right? So often your mind is just everywhere else, right? And it's such an important practice. And of course, it's easier when you're forced to, because of course, when you're standing on the altar, you don't want to be embarrassed either, right? And so it's a good incentive for the mind to focus on what it's doing, no? And so especially with the Shrine Arati, and I've been kind of praying for us to do Shrine Arati for a long time. And I was so happy when Guruji finally decided to do it. And what I saw, actually, the Shrine Arati, of course, in the beginning days, we kind of tried out a few options, right? Guruji changed it like 3 times in the first 4 days. But since then, it's been the same. Actually, the way that we do it is the same way that we do the normal Arati. The only difference is the speed, right? Which is amazing, actually, the kind of difference it makes when you slow things down in life all of a sudden. You become more conscious about everything. Because, as I said, so often we just go through life, we do things, we try to get stuff done, we try to get through the day, tick stuff off. But when you start to slow down, you become conscious of what you're actually doing. All of a sudden you think, oh my God, this is what's happening, right? And so all of a sudden, when you remove everything, when you remove the noise, you could say the remove of the noise, or you remove the kirtan of the drums and the manjiras and the loud voices and everything, all of a sudden you hear everything, right? And I find the Shrine Arati so beautiful because you can become hyper-conscious of every move. So often, again, when you're absent-minded, you start to go a bit too quick, right? And then we start, be conscious, you go in the slow mood, in which is necessary to be in the mood of bringing the deity to bed, which is, you have to be there. When you do right, all of a sudden when you do the conch, right, and you pour the water into the cup, you hear the water falling into the cup. Even that is too loud, right? And so that's what I mean, like being hyper-conscious. Like when we do it during Arati, like when I pour the water into the cup, I try to pour it on the wall of the cup so it doesn't fall into the base of the cup, so it doesn't make the sound, right? When you put the conch down, the conch holder is metal, so when you put the conch on the holder, it makes a sound. So the way that you put it on the holder is important, not to make a loud sound, right? When you change to the next, whatever, yeah, of course, Chamak Peacock fan is more easier because it doesn't make loud sounds. But the way that you wave, in the beginning, the Chamak and Peacock fan I dislike the most because it makes movement, right? It's the nature of Chamak and whatever, it makes movement with the wind, no? So I dislike the most because it's not, like, it's difficult to keep the same calm mood, you could say, no? The same is with, in the end, when we go down, we put the water, go around with the water 3 times, right? To pick up the spoon in the way that it doesn't touch the surrounding of the cup, so it doesn't make the ding, ding, ding all the time, right? When you move, is to take the spoon consciously out of the cup to go in, to grab the water 3 times without touching the cup, so it is silent. For me, it's like, of course you might say, oh, it's just whatever. But for me, it's so important because it brings that consciousness, that awareness of every action that we do in the service of God has to be with intention, with purpose. That's what I like so much when we, of course, watching Guruji, but I notice this a lot when, for example, some of the priests, they do the inaugurations, when they do all the mudras and the dupam, the arti, all the offerings that they do, if you look really properly, everything is with intent. Everything is pointed and directed and always the same. They always hold the hand with the spoon in a certain way. It is always to the hand, to the mouth. It is very precise, very exact, very pointed, very, you could say, educated. Like the action is not just randomly, it's with purpose, right? And for me, that is so amazing to watch and try to emulate, because it's such a great lesson for for life itself, to do action with purpose, with excellence, with intent, to do it in the best possible way. And of course, it's difficult to do that, whether it's in puja or whether it's in life itself, to do that, to have that hyper-conscious awareness at all times. But when we serve Guruji, I've seen it so many times that it's exactly the same way. That you have to be hyper-conscious, like Arati was sharing sometimes during bhajan, during kirtan. If you're not hyper-conscious, you can forget about him for one moment or be distracted by the harmonium or trying to figure out the key or whatever for a moment, and your mind is on the harmonium more than on Guruji. It's just one instant, and he's already upset sometimes, right? Just to show like the importance of being so conscious. And it's not to succeed in it, right? We have a long way to go. It's simply, all that Guruji wants us to do is strive to try our best. To try our best, because that's literally all we can do, no? And that's what he wants. Every time I've seen Guruji becoming upset is not for the one who strives, but for the one who doesn't try his best, right? And that's all we can do. So I wanted to take this example of the Arati, and I know sometimes I get annoyed with me, and I get annoyed with myself sometimes. But I find it important to have these small details. Like for me, it's important the direction, the way that the spoon is in the cup, that I check the way that the spoon is in the cup before Arati, so that I don't make the sound in a certain way. So it's easiest for me to pick up. At least small details are so important in life when we serve God, when we strive to make the best in every moment, right? And of course, it takes time and patience, but all we can do is strive, right? Jai Gurudev.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Oh, Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya.
Narasimha
Narasimhamadim Sharanam Prapade
Narasimhamadim Sharanam Prapade
Avakara Kamala Vadenaka Adbhuta Shriga Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubhika Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Narsingadev, Jayo Narsingadev, Jayo Narsingadev, Govinda, Govinda, Narsingadev, Jayo Narsingadev, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Bhakta Swarupa, Jayo Prahlad Maharaj, Jayo Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Bhakta Swarupa, Jayo Prahlad, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Sri Vishwananda Gurudev, 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 Sri Vishwananda Gurudev, Sri Vishwananda Gurudev, 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 Sri Vishwananda Gurudev, 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 Sri Vishwananda Gurudev, Sadguru Swami Vishwananda Mahaprabhu ki Ramanuja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala me Yetiraja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala me Ramanuja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala me Yetiraja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala me Yatindraya Karunakaraya, Mangala Mangala me Yatindraya Karunakaraya, Mangala Mangala me Prapati Dharme Karataya, Mangala Mangala me Prapati Dharme Karataya, Mangala Mangala me Ramanuja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala me Yetiraja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala me Ramanuja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala me Yetiraja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala me Shaligrama Pratishtitaya, Mangala Mangala me Shaligrama Pratishtitaya, Mangala Mangala me Trirannadarine Godagajaya, Mangala Mangala me Trirannadarine Godagajaya, Mangala Mangala me Ramanuja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala me Yetiraja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala me Ramanuja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala me Yetiraja, Ramanuja, Kenkaradaya Mangala Mangala Me
Rangesa Kenkaradaya Mangala Mangala Me
Mananataya Dari Daraya Mangala Mangala Me
Mananataya Dari Daraya Mangala Mangala Me
O Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Yatiracha Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Yatiracha Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Mangala Mangala Me Mangala Mangala Me Mangala Mangala Me Om Jai Lakshmi Mata Meya Jai Lakshmi Mata Tumako Nishadina Sevata Tumako Nishadina Sevata Hara Vishnu Vidhata Om Jai Lakshmi Mata Umarama Brahmani Utumahi Jagamata
Tumari Jagamata
Surya Chandra Madhyavata
Surya Chandra Madhyavata
Narada Rishigata
Om Jai Lakshmi Mata
Durga Rupa Niranjani Sukha Sampati Data O Meya
Sukha Sampati Data
Jo koi tumako dhyavata
Koi tumako dhyavata
Riddhi Siddhi Dhana Pata
Om Jai Lakshmi Mata
Tuma Patara Nivashini Tumahi Shubhadata O Meya Tumahi Shubhadata Karma Prabhava Prakashini
Karma Prabhava Prakashini
Bhavanidhi Gitrata Om Jai Lakshmi Mata जिस घर में तुम्हारा हृदय सब सद्गुण आता ओ मेरा
सब सद्गुण आता
ओ मेरा सब सद्गुण आता
सब सद्गुण आता
ओ सब संभव हो जाता
सब संभव हो जाता
ओ मन नहीं घबराता
ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता
तुम बिना याज्ञ न होते वस्त्र न कोई पाता
मेरा वस्त्र न कोई पाता
ओ मेरा वस्त्र न कोई पाता
मेरा वस्त्र न कोई पाता
कान पान का दे बाबा कान पान का दे बाबा वो सब तुमसे आता ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता शुभ गुण मंदिर सुंदर क्षीरोदधि जाता ओ मेरा
क्षीरोदधि जाता
ओ मैं क्षीरोदधि जाता
मैं क्षीरोदधि जाता
ओ रत्न चतुर्दश तुम बिना
रत्न चतुर्दश तुम बिना
कोई नहीं पाता
ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता
महालक्ष्मी जी की आरती जो कोई जन गाता ओ मैं जो
कोई जन गाता
ओ मैं जो कोई जन गाता
जो कोई जन गाता
ओ ऊड़ आनंद समाता
पूर्ण आनंद समाता
पाप उतर जाता
ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता
ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता मैं जय लक्ष्मी माता तुमको निषदिन सेवक तुमको निषदिन सेवक हर विष्णु विदाता ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता मैं जय लक्ष्मी माता तुमको निषदिन सेवक तुमको निषदिन सेवक हर विष्णु विदाता ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता जय जय लक्ष्मी Lakshmi Mata. Tumako Nishadina Sevata, Tumako Nishadina Sevata, Ara Vishnu Vitata. Om Jai Lakshmi Mata. Om Jai Lakshmi Mata. Tvameva Mata cha Pita, Tvameva, Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha, Tvameva, Tvameva Vidya Dravinam, Tvameva, Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva, Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Asatoma Satgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityoma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. प्रेम से बोलो श्री लक्ष्मी नारायण भगवान की जय, श्री भूतभृतेश्वरनाथ सिंह भगवान की जय, बोलो राधा कृष्णा कन्हैया लाल की जय, श्री माता के बाबा जी की जय, श्री रमानुजाचार्य की जय, प्रेम से बोलो सद्गुरुदेव श्री स्वामी विश्वानंद महाप्रभु की जय। ओम क्रीं कृष्णाय गोविंदाय गोपी जन्मवल्लभाय पराय परम पुरुषाय परकर्म मंत्र यंत्र तंत्र उच्चदर्श शस्त्राणि समर समर मृत्यो मोक्षाय मोक्षाय। ओम नमो भगवते महासुदर्शनाय दिव्य ज्वलाप्रताय सर्वाधिक शुभ्ना हूँ पद परस्मै परब्रह्मणे परमज्योतिषे स्वाहा। ओम शांति शांति शांति। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे। श्याम वेंकटरमण गोविंद, गोपिका जीवन स्मरणम गोविंद, भक्तवत्सल गोविंद, पुंडलीक वरदे एकनाथ नमदे, पंडरीनाथ महाराज की, रुक्मिणी महारानी की, समस्त भक्त मंडली की, आल्वा एम्पेरमना तिरुवारिकले शरणम।